Hey everybody, welcome. We are back. Heroes Unleashed, episode 41. 41 episodes. And we are here with our normal cavalcade. We have Id, Pat, Seraph, Morgan, and Sage. And Dr. Acosta. Dr. Acosta is with us again. That's Patch. And he was on hiatus, doing some book learning, book reading. So he'll be joining us today. It's our pre-Christmas episode. I can't promise everyone's going to survive. Anyway.
So that's ominous.
Just to recap. Our intrepid heroes had decided on a course of action. Was it the wisest? Who the hell knows? Not for me to decide, but it's up to them. They are approaching their target. We had to do a couple of rewinds here. We're back, and we're going to see what they do and take it from there. Wish them luck. They're going to need it. All right, gentlemen. we have a we have a we have a prediction from Danny Love 1975 that you're all going to die. I see that he's been watching for a while now. All right, thank you, Danny Love. We love you right back, gentlemen.
Supposed to play the Resident Evil thing.
Right. Yeah, let's get there. Let's take this. Let's take this up a notch. You guys had driven to the entrance of the dock. To you're on the roadway towards not the entrance of the dock, but to the security gate where the longshoremen and the customs agents were inspecting the cabs of the vehicles that were entering the loading area. You were approximately a half dozen trucks back, and all but the driver, and the driver being Morgan, had jumped out of the back of the cab. Now, it is approximately 5 p.m. California time. So, wait a minute, this is a bit on the loud side, so let me reduce that a little bit. Okay. Now, you guys deciding what to do. Let's see. Sage, Id, and I think that's it. You two guys that jumped out. Morgan, you were driving, yes? And where was Seraph in all that?
I'm in the truck. I am merged with the truck.
Okay.
It's the simplest thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I was supposed to be with Seraph, but we're driving and then we're going to stop so that way he can do his link.
Okay. Do his link to what? I don't understand what that meant.
Working in tandem, dealing with the AI.
Okay, so
So we're gonna find out we're gonna end up finding out we're at the wrong location and turn the fuck around and leave, and then go towards some other warehouse because this is a warehouse district. It's a commercial receiving area and support.
It is, yes. As a matter of fact, I think I had downloaded the port. So let me find it, and I will share it with you guys if this is in fact it. Nope, that is a stupid picture of an old lady holding a Buster sword that Morgan has sent me.
I remember that picture.
It's hilarious, but completely unnecessary. Okay, so as if you guys can remember, there were closer to the gates, closest to the gate, to the security checkpoint, which is the word I've been looking for. Closest to the security checkpoint, and the security checkpoint and inspection. Security checkpoint, inspection and checkpoint, whatever. You guys get my point. Right across the road, there were 3 food trucks where at least a dozen and a half or so folks were filing in and out from the gates to get their foods. They were either sitting there. They had set up some, those foldable picnic tables. They're portable, so the vendors had set up a couple of those. So there are people sitting, eating, milling about, smoking, taking their well-deserved breaks or their union-mandated breaks. And from where your truck is, you are approximately 75 yards away, so 150 feet away. It is daylight. There is no cover, so when you jump out, you jump out. Now, for the purposes of describing how you are, you're all, for the most part, armed. Yes? And I'm talking to Sage and Id, because you're the 2 that jumped out of the back of the vehicle.
I always keep that thing on me.
Okay.
I just never use it.
I got nothing.
Big balls tucked away.
Big balls. He's tuned into the biggest balls of them all. DJ Salt. T-Nuts.
Salty ball.
Put them in your mouth and suck them in, suck them in, suck them in, suck them.
Wow. That's a hell of a segue.
Yeah. What about you, Sage? Jesus Christ, where's this penis? I hate when he does this. So,
He's there. Don't you see him?
no.
He's insignificant. It's nothing. That's why he's in the scene.
Oh my gosh.
What friends are for.
How many of us have them?
His daggers of infinity and shit.
That sounds like hate.
That does sound like envy and hate. The other question I have for Sage is whether or not his 5 to 7 foot wolf is with him, because that's a
No, because
bit conspicuous.
no, because building fall down.
No. I did a review and retconned it.
Oh, okay.
He did send the wolf ahead of him.
Okay. I mean, she could stay. She could stay in the truck. I mean,
That's another rewind.
Hey.
It's not a rewind. It's
Superhero
more
game. We can
of
retcon
a
it.
realization of an error on my part. That wasn't a rewind. Okay, so if you guys, I'm gonna share my screen really quickly so everyone can see it. This way, you will know where you are.
I gotta like maximize this and look at it. God damn it.
Sorry. So as you can see,
Wow, nice.
you are here, Port of Los Angeles. This right here is where it says these are the terminals. You are all in this area here. Okay, gates there. There are some there's some tracks for freight cars because they do load them on freight cars. This is an actual representation of the Port of Los Angeles. This terminal here it belongs to the Harmon family, but there are other warehouses. The building in question is the one right here where the pointer is, and that's where you're trying to get to. That's the one that is heavily secured, guarded. And you guys are. Wait a minute. No. I'm sorry. You guys are. No, that's right. That's fine. And you're trying to come in to where that gate is and do that, all that good stuff. So I will stop sharing my screen here and get everybody back.
That would be a good map to have on Roll20.
Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah, and I didn't have the time nor the wherewithal to do that. So apologies.
Put something together.
It's the little button that says upload.
Yeah.
All you gotta do
I
is
get
drag
it,
over.
sir. I get
Senor.
it, sir. What did I do here? Where is it? There it is. And let's get everybody back. There we are. All right. There we go. And it's a PDF. Is he back? Adolfo, seriously.
Maybe a cartel grabbed them. I guess they'll still be grabbing them.
I was
though,
just
but-
going to say, how many are we talking?
They will look at the screen just to fuck with you.
How many are we talking? I mean, 10,
I guess it'll
20,
be a few.
10, 20, 35, 150?
Don't you know that this is harder to kidnap fat people?
Yeah, that's why you don't do it.
You shoot him.
Oh my God.
Oh, please don't stop. Oh my God.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah, you're a bit late on that one.
He's like Mr. Bean instead of James Bond and shit.
Okay, that was funny. Bond, I want you to die, man. Okay, so if you guys are on roll 20, you can see the port now. You should be able to see it, everything there. C7, that's where you guys are. You are all. Now that I think about it.
So if I'm looking at it right, all this
So
blue is actually water.
all
right?
the blue is actually water. Yeah, that is the ocean. So
Oh wow. Yeah. You guys are gonna have fun with that.
okay, so you're all. I'm going to amend where I told you you were. You're right here. That's where the L-shaped turn is. Okay, warehouse is here. You guys are right back here, about 150 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, two of you jump out. Morgan is in the cab. Seraph is merged with the machine. So, that leaves you two. My question to you, Sage, please angle your camera down. I'm literally looking at your nose and the top of your fat head. If you don't mind. If it's not too much trouble.
It is, because I'm looking at the map.
Oh, my Lord. Now, the question is Shiori with you?
No,
Okay. And are you carrying any non-concealable weapons?
no.
So your blades are concealed.
My blades are strapped on the back. The other throwing knives are across my harnesses.
So then they're not concealed.
The spike and toe lines are on wrists.
So are they exposed?
So my question is, can they be viewed by someone with eyes?
No.
I mean, I don't think that I'm making these questions too hard. Just want to make sure that we're clear here. Okay. I have to start this over because let's do that again. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to defer to you and Id. What is your plan? What are you doing? Because Morgan and Seraph are in the truck still. The way I will have you, Patch, you're still working on your idea, your mech fantasy idea to try to get it to work. That's what you've been working on. However, you've been monitoring everything that's been happening as closely as you can, considering that there have been patches where you are literally you and Seraph have been cut from communication. There are going to be some certain situations where communication was not possible, but he did catch you up. You are viewing this from his perspective. You do have a God's eye from the easily manipulated security cams that are placed in varying spots along the road and that are looking inside of the port itself from looking from the outside fence in at varying angles. It's all black and white footage, obviously, and whatever you glean from Seraph.
All right.
As far as Lou, real quick, as far as deployment, I will open up the bottom of the truck for these two to slip out, so they don't go clambering out the back in front of the driver and behind us.
Okay. Either way, I still need to know what they're doing. So Sage, Id, what are you doing?
So what's around us besides the truck line?
There's a fence, about 15-foot high fence. It's not barbed wire because that's the one that goes into the ocean. Then across the street is where the fence line, that one is a little bit, that one has the razor wire along the top of it. And that is where the actual dock, where the cranes and the containers are. From where you are, You're on the opposite road facing the ocean. So that's the road in. Okay.
So
Now,
where is that exactly on the map?
right here.
So that corner.
Yes. Warehouse itself is here, but you guys are right around here. So there's the ocean, obviously. Then you hop the fence. There are 4 sets of tracks where freight cars, where a freight train would come, pick up the cars as they're loaded, and then take them out. In this general area here, there's stacks of containers, approximately 30 to 40 feet high at varying heights. There is a shipping crane that is working alongside that on the opposite end, on both ends actually. So that's kind of where you are right now.
Okay.
So you're under the truck, waiting your turn. You're about 6 trucks back, and the I don't know if I can describe it anymore.
Yeah. Well, obviously, make our way towards the fence and try and get towards the truck towards the railing,
Okay.
towards the rails.
Walk me through the whole process. You can chime in here too. Don't be a silent Susan.
The break in the plan is that originally, what the hell is that? Theory
Yes.
was supposed to change the structure of the gate to make it easier to get through, but he's not here now. So that
All right. So for the purposes of getting to that point, because you're right, Theory was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he could not make it, which is fine. I will, to a limited degree, play Theory. So, I'm going to restate the obvious. It is broad daylight. There is no cover. You're about 150 feet away from where the food trucks are, but it is a direct line of sight from where you are. The only cover would be the electrical poles, also with the telephone poles and whatever that dot up and down that street. Aside from that, that's where you are. So even Theory is like, so how are we going to get across?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
What time of year is it, and what season are we in?
I don't know if I described it, but I believe it was fall.
Because I made the leaves. Somebody made the leaves fall down, Joe. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, now my other question is, what time is it?
5 p.m.
It should already.
No, you're thinking East Coast.
Yeah, this is the West Coast.
Hello?
Yeah,
that-
we can hear you, Steve.
If
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fall, shouldn't it be? The 4 o'clock. It's the same thing at 4 o'clock their time or 4 o'clock our time.
No.
No, it's a different time zone. Eastern Pacific Standard now. That whole
No,
thing.
I know that, but their time when it hits 4:30, 5 o'clock, for us it would have been 7, but for them it would have at the same time been dusk
Hold on for a
around
second.
4:30. 4:30, it starts getting dark.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Since it's 5 o'clock on
That's what I'm
West
saying.
Coast time, it
Sunset.
should be at least dusk.
Sunset in California at this time is 6:20 p.m. I'm looking it up right now. So the answer to your question is no.
I tried to help. No, well,
That's a worthwhile question. Yeah, why not?
How far is it from where we're at to the railings?
Between the truck and the fence and the railings, you're looking at about 50 feet, give or take. So it's 25 to the fence, and then another 25 to the first set of tracks.
Okay. And how many security cameras are in the area?
There are 2. One to your left, one to your right, and then one directly across the street. So it's at each corner where the turn is. There is a posted security camera, but there's also one directly across the street that covers the center.
Okay. Do I notice there are any patrols in the area?
Outside of the fence line, no. But if you remember from the last game, there are armed guards surrounding that warehouse where you were at.
Right.
Aside from that, the only patrols would be customs enforcement. They're in their sedans and they patrol. They go up in they patrol inside the fence line every 20 minutes or so, give or take. It's not an exact timeline. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta mute. I have to mute Kyler Stern there.
All right, so
Yep.
Have Fury go towards where the phone post is, so that could be some cover. Have him quickly change just a small area that can fit us cutting through the fence, so we can make it to the railings.
Okay.
So what I would do at that moment is alter the engine's output so that there's some extra dark smoke coming out for a moment.
Okay.
And would a surveillance system role be able to determine like where the security cameras are like looking?
No, you can just do that visually. You don't necessarily need to. They're not moving cameras. They're pretty stationary.
Oh, they're fixed.
They're fixed. This is. We're not talking 23rd century tech, security tech. This is still a port. And I've been to a couple of ports. They're not.
They're not mobile.
They're not. They're not military. They're not military grade.
Gotcha.
Although they should be, right?
I mean, yes, they should. Absolutely, they should, but they're not. It's all union labor, so no shit. You know, not trying to lose the union crowd that we don't have, but yeah, they're not
All right, so
up with the times.
what we're gonna do after making it to the railings,
At this point,
look for.
I'm gonna pull back on theory, but go ahead.
All right. Once we get to the railings, get to somewhere in between where we're out of sight, and see if we can open up one of the car doors just to get inside out of sight for the moment.
Okay. There's only 2 tracks with not active, but with boxcars there. You can see right through them. The doors are swung open. They've been there for a while, and you easily slip into one.
Okay. Having done that,
At this point, the truck moves up, and by truck I mean the truck you came in. The whole line moves up one.
okay. At this point, I'm going to communicate with the team, and I'm going to ask them if they can intervene the comms of the security guards. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to time it so when one of the nearby guards check in, first I'm going to size the guard, see if taking him out, knocking him out, I can get his gear and a gear for it. Because I'm assuming at this point, theory's out of the question.
Wait a minute. You're not even close to the warehouse yet.
No.
Oh.
You told me to walk you step by step of what I wanted to do, right?
Yeah, but
So
you made
while
it sound like
while
you
we're
were
out of sight.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
taking the time to coordinate with the team,
Yes.
so that way I can, as I'm coordinating with them, and if they can intercept their communication, I'm going to be sizing up their guards from a point of view where I can't be seen. That way, if I can gauge that a particular guard can fit Id and another one can fit myself, I'm going to target those specific guards to knock them out but I want them to intercede the communication so when they radio in, I have the timing in order to knock them out and switch gear.
Okay. That takes no time at all. There are a couple of most of the guards are, you know, the prototypical mercenaries. You can tell by the way they're carrying their weapons. You can tell by the just in the way that they carry themselves. None of them seem to be relaxed in that sense where they are completely secure. They are all on alert. You can for something. And the patrols seem to have been beefed up since the last time that ID was at the facility, and monitoring their closed circuit. Well, not the close. Well, yeah, it's closed circuit from the external cameras. The patrols themselves for those soldiers, for those guards, has been beefed up. So now there are at least 30 men that are patrolling that warehouse at varying intervals.
Okay.
The issue that you're having is that Theory is not. None of all of those guys are bigger than Theory. So nothing that they are wearing will fit him snug enough that you believe that he will be able to pass.
I'm going to ask Theory, is there a way that he can use his ability to make something shrink on itself? Meaning changing the material so it can act like like shrink wrap? So it could shrink on itself to resize it and then change it back to its normal material.
He can try, but he's never done that before.
Okay.
And doesn't even know if it will work.
Because that's the only way that we're going to be able to get one that fit him.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the first one I'm going to do. Once they give me the timing, I'm going to...
They being who?
Seraph, Morgan, and Patch.
Okay.
I'm counting on them to be able to intervene their communications so they can hear their check-ins.
Now, Morgan and Seraph, I'm curious. You guys are interfacing now using the neural connection?
No, not right now, because we have to get the truck turned around and back out of this whole mess. So I simply say via communications, or I just say to him in the truck, please, Mr. Cornwallis, keep it simple.
Yeah. So, do I have ID? I'm not sure. Why are you shooting at me, sir? Sir, your primitive brain should not be spraying me with your bullets. Anyway,
And I am monitoring the communications because I'm also curious, since I see that there's a heightened presence, if the communications speak about an intrusion, because that can really change things for us.
Well, yeah, there was an alert, there was an intruder, and their call signs, they're using call signs. Now, the issue for you is that you've never heard their call signs, but you know that they're using coded language.
Right. So I'm sharing this with Dad and not with Morgan, because I'm not assuming that he can handle multiple streams of information at once.
Okay.
After what happened before.
Okay.
Not that familiar with human biology or aberrant human biology.
Correct. That's a very good way of putting Spanky. I mean, Morgan.
Wow.
So I'm not sending him any info because he has to focus on doing this thing and not screwing it up, which I am concerned he might.
Okay.
So seeing, transmitting this information to Dad and to the rest of them, what is this gibberish that they are saying?
Now, you're former military, so you recognize that they're using call signs, except they're not familiar to you. The,
Okay,
the actual terms that they're using are not familiar.
What type of terms are they? Army,
So
Air Force?
doesn't matter. What I need is not that. What I need is the context of the information they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
So-
what is it that they give me a phrase that they're using, and I can probably figure out the context of what they're trying to refer to.
Okay. The one of the key phrases that they keep using is Casper.
That's you, Ig. I
Yeah.
tell 'em.
So I mean that's easy to decipher. The other ones are for the most part is you're able to determine that they're not they're checking in at randomized intervals. So it's not at specific intervals. Certain teams are checking in at weird times, but they are checking in really frequently. There is a team lead, but that whoever they're checking in has not responded, so they're literally just cross talking.
So the team lead.
The fuck?
Okay, so what I'm
fuck.
gonna do is, so
Uh,
can I retrieve a roster of the?
Is it doing
I
that?
wanna hack them to retrieve a roster of the people who are on
You're-
duty today.
You're aware that there is a superior system in place in this warehouse. That I immediately ran up into serious problems after trying to peek in further in the external security cameras.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the AI.
Yeah.
Is it him?
Right.
Because
Looks
if it's
familiar.
him, I'm gonna pull out my Gundam suit again and
looks
blast it to the
familiar.
freaking horizon.
He's
Looks
gonna
familiar.
shoot the horizon.
Remember last time?
Dr.
Yeah.
Dr. Acosta
Yeah.
and Seraph. I need you guys to find out what the intervals are, what type of window of opportunity I have in order to continue.
Also,
So
Dr.
the
Acosta,
communications
if
are a
you
bit randomized.
if it hasn't been conveyed to you, Seraph has already revealed himself. So
So they know Sarah.
they know that Seraph is an AI.
So they know that he's my kid, not that he's an AI.
No, they don't know that
No.
part.
No, they just know that I'm an AI. As far as they know, I'm a construct.
As far as they know, that he's Jarvis in an Iron Man suit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A really funky Iron Man suit. that. I'm letting you guys know I need a window so I
Oh
can
shit! Copyright
Continue.
infringement. Disney's coming for you, Lou.
fuck Disney.
So yeah, oh, they're pretty hardcore. You better watch that.
Yeah.
Fuck Seagal.
Cigar.
Yeah, I just
Anyway.
wanted to throw that in.
Hold on. So we got we've gotten into as far as the cameras, right?
Yes.
So how much of the camera suite do we are in? Like, can I control the footage and everything?
I haven't tried going back in since then. Basically, once I tried going further in, my presence was noted, and immediate countermeasures were kicking in. So I pulled
There were
out.
two specific systems working in tandem, but they're operating on separate systems. The one is the one that's the most basic is the closed circuit security monitoring system that's been being used by the civilian security force. The more advanced security system is the one that Seraph just described to you, that once he discovered the countermeasures, he immediately disengaged for fear of being tracked. Well, not for fear. I'm using that term loosely, but that's the assumption that he made on his part. I can neither confirm nor deny at this stage. You're just assuming it. You can easily take over the system, the closed circuit systems.
All right. So those are the ones right now that are in our way, right? Like that they're in their way.
Yes.
So I'll tell them. I will guide them. I'll tell them I'll guide them. That I will guide you guys to the building. As far as it comes to their footage, I can. Everyone's on comms, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of them are on comms too, and I got that.
Yes.
So what I can do is this: I will paint them all, give you guys a schematic of the area, paint them all so you can see where they are, so you guys can do the solid snake and get around them.
Now
But that's on you guys.
here's the only difficulty that id, Sage, and Theory are going to have. They don't have any sophisticated systems to like make a display. Well, excuse me, Seraph does. I mean, Sage does, but it does not. Nor does Theory.
Do they have phones, cell phones?
That they do.
Share screen.
Okay.
I'll send. They can see what I'm seeing, and they can see where they are in comparison to everyone else.
Okay.
That's all they need. That's all they really need to do.
No.
From there, it's a matter of them avoiding the patrols.
Avoiding
Okay.
detection.
However, switching up the plan, being that he's going to guide us through, turning towards it and letting him know, can you recognize the uniforms and people that went into the warehouse?
I should be able to. Should I make an intelligence roll?
You do not. Just a quick a visual. You confirm visually. Yes. At
Okay.
least the first one that you see, because you only really got to see one of the men that had come into the room before you beat feet.
Lou, how
Yes.
far are we from the gate?
You're approximately 120 feet.
All right. So, discerning
And
the person that he identifies.
You move up to the next one. So for every time you move up, you're moving up 30 feet.
Okay.
Trying to identify others that have the same uniform, and instead of using the guards, trying to get those uniforms instead and get their key cards. So that way, if we can avoid getting through,
I think we cross signals here. What are you talking about?
okay, I was gonna use.
Let's just say that the private security force that's guarding the warehouse that you're in, and then they have the customs agents, which aren't numerous. There's only a few. There's a couple at the check-in station. There are some patrols that are going out and about outside of the perimeter of that warehouse. But beyond that, there are no other security.
No, I was gonna target the security so that way we could use their uniforms to move about.
The private guys. Okay.
However, when he gave us the detailed description of where all those guards are, he pinged them all. Right?
Yep.
My attention then turned towards the people that were directly in the warehouse that Ed had seen. He identifies one. I'm going to look for two others that have the same uniform. So
Okay.
that way, instead of the guards, it's now the uniform dudes that go into the warehouse.
Okay. The only challenge with that is that the two uniforms that of the beings that he discovered had no auras. They're mixing in with the crowd that is consuming food.
I also want to let them know that they're constantly checking in at random intervals, and so
Not the people from the warehouse. The guards are.
the guards are. That you just
Yeah,
so that
I'm-
you guys know.
I'm targeting the individuals from the warehouse. So I'm going to wait for an opportunity to be able to take those two out,
What is your intention?
and also a third one. So we can don on their uniform and also use their security guard to get through the door.
Okay, so if you were to close your eyes and just visualize it the way I'm describing it, from your vantage point, you can get to them, but they're on the other side of the fence. You're inside
I'm
the
waiting
fence
for
line.
them to come back.
Right, I understand that. Hold on for a second. I'm going to go back to this, right? So you're inside the fence line, right? Right around here.
We're in the middle somewhere of these trails.
Yes.
These-
They're on the outside of that fence line, right? Milling about and eating and commiserating with folks outside. To go, and I think I can draw lines here, so let me do that.
I get it. You see, Adolfo, you all went in the fence only to see that these guys that you're looking to beat up and take their shit are outside the fence.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is eventually they have to make their way towards the warehouse, which obviously is across from the railings in front of us. So whichever way they take, they've got to come across. They got to come across.
The warehouse is here. Where you
Where's
guys
the
are,
warehouse?
this This is the warehouse here,
Where?
right here.
Nothing's clicking, Lou. No, nothing's happening.
You don't see it?
Yeah.
No.
No, because you're you gotta put it back to select so you can ping. Oh, you put the X on it.
Yeah,
That's the warehouse right there.
that's the warehouse there. You
Okay.
guys are here. Right? That's where you are.
Okay.
People are on the outside the fence line here.
Mm-hmm.
To get inside, they all have to just walk directly that way. There are no people going to where the freight cars would be.
So where you guys are at, there's no interaction with the people you're trying to get into.
Yes.
So if you want to grab them, you have to come back out and grab them. That's what he's telling you.
Or go all the way around that curve to get to them. But to do that, there's a clear line of sight. Let me get rid of all this. There's a clear line of sight
here.
between these tracks and that warehouse.
Not only that, but those guys are gonna walk from the truck back into the building where it's
Yeah.
clear and clear of
No,
view.
because that I thought the
There's no-
warehouse was. I thought the warehouse was next to the C7.
No. That's
this is
just
the warehouse right
that's
here.
just a marker.
This is all this green out here.
Mhm.
This is all empty yard with containers.
With containers.
This
Correct.
is the structure here. These are structures here. See these? These are the structures that they're coming in and out of.
Yes.
This is another structure here they're
Which
coming
is
in and out of.
which is why I said that they're not all just going into that one warehouse. They're coming in and out from different spots. But in order to get
Question.
there, you would have to get past the checkpoint.
Question.
Yes.
Are any of those boxes being picked up and lifted into the warehouse in the area where we're trying to get to?
No, not at the moment. No.
So there's nothing being craned there. Is there anything being craned near there?
No. The cranes are operating on this section of the docks right now. There's also another crane working down here, loading onto trucks, which is where a lot of trucks are driving past. Yes, sir.
Lou, how are they moving from these distant buildings?
What do you
to
mean?
the other? Are they just walking it? Do they have electric carts? Are
They do have those.
Segways, mopeds? What
Yeah,
is it?
no, they're using those, like retconned, retrofitted golf carts. Some of them are walking, but yeah.
Okay. And those usually are electric, which means they have a computer with them.
Listen, if you guys are just trying to get in, the three of you have cell phones. If they are NFC capable, all you gotta do is get within a certain distance, and I can copy the RIF off their cards from a distance. You can use those
Yeah.
to get in.
Issue is that we don't fit in.
Well, once you get in the building, maybe you can find something you can use. But
I guess
It's getting into the building that's the issue.
Yep.
And I don't want an outright gunfight in the beginning.
well, I can cover your tracks as long as you can avoid the guards.
Yeah, but the people as well. That's the problem. Now I might.
Yeah,
be
and
able
that's a constant ebb and flow of people coming in and out.
Now I might be able to do it. It has some training, so he might be able to do it. I'm not too sure about theory.
Is everyone in a uniform, Lou?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most
Hard
part.
hats, vests. You know, they take they have a lot of safety equipment that these people are carrying around.
Mike, you got my text?
Yeah, you should really put that in the non-GM chat.
Okay, so next,
You know what? I'm gonna go through the.
you guys move up another 30 feet, so you're about two.
Lou.
Hold on, 2 trailers until you get to the security checkpoint. So, coming back to you guys.
I'm gonna go through the cars, right? You know, stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to be looking for is extra gear.
Oh no, these are empty. They're open. They're empty.
No.
What do
What
you
I'm
mean?
saying is I'm going to go through the cars, each of them, to see if I can find any extra gear, like something that's an extra pair of overalls, hard hat, whatever the case is.
Okay, so I'm I'll give you I will be generous and give you a percentile roll for that. There's a straight D100. All you got to do is beat my roll by rolling under it.
Yay!
Okay, did I roll that?
Watch you roll like a 72.
Yay!
Oh, there it is.
No, I rolled a 3d6. Why did I do that?
I don't know. But it's a D100 on the map, so.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
sure.
No, you did roll a D100, bro. Oh, 70.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you rolled a 7.
rolled a
And
70.
you got it. And you got
Oh,
a
you
64.
know what it is? I'm on the I haven't seen the whole thing. Okay, good. So yeah, you find one. One.
Try again.
That's as far as my generosity is going to get you. This this pair of overalls seems a little dusty. There's a shit stain in it. No, I'm just kidding. You don't see a shit stain. That
How
was-
big is it? Does it fit me? Does it fit Theory? Does it
Give me your height and weight.
fit... Oh, give me a sec.
And Id, what's your height and weight?
It is. Hold on, let me double check. He should be about one, right? 5'11" and 186 pounds.
Okay.
I still have no fucking clue. Give me a sec.
And I know that Theory is not that tall.
I don't seem to have that info.
Of everything that you have, you don't have that?
Yeah, just make up something.
I believe it.
Average height, average weight. So I guess it would be 6 feet, 200 pounds.
Okay. It'll fit you. It'll fit Id a little loose and baggy. And for Theory, he'd have to roll up sleeves and cuffs.
And he'd look ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay, so
The little kid stole his pop's outfit and shit.
Exactly. That's
Alright.
exactly what it would look like. It would be
all
like
right,
he was
so
wearing
you know
his
what?
father's
Here
pajamas.
we're gonna go. We're gonna see if I can actually will myself into doing a stunt. I'm gonna do the terrible thunder lizard, and because be the master of disguise.
The terrible thunder lizard.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
remember
no
the terrible
idea.
thunder lizards?
No.
Remember that?
Do we have a little branch trying to hide?
There you go. There you go.
You're taking the super fantastical idea a bit farther. This should be
No,
interesting.
no. What I'm trying to do is see if I can engage an ability, which I'm not sure if I can or can't. So, at this point, there's gonna be no other way that unless I can do some type of art of invisibility. At least to get to where the crowd is, so I can make my way towards the the warehouse. And hopefully I can knock those two guys out while they're making their way in. Now, how easily can I make it to the line without being noticed? If I make my way towards the front.
How do you expect me to answer that question?
What I'm asking you is, if I make my way towards the front, right? How much of a line of sight is there from where the truck is?
I've
to
answered
where-
that question at least a dozen times.
Not listening. I'm asking you from the front of the railings to
Yeah.
where the truck is. How far is that? 25 feet still?
No. That's hold on a second. About wait a minute. So the end of the railing to where the food trucks are?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's about 35 feet away.
Okay. Now, with all the hubble, bubble, whatever.
Yeah, this is not New York downtown TV movie. There are people
No,
sitting,
but I
there are
mean,
people
everybody's
standing.
interested in getting their food and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Talking about the day or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So no one really paying much attention. So I'm trying to take advantage of that in order to get to where the food truck is and act like I'm gonna get myself something to eat.
All good. I hear all of what you're saying. I understand your intent. What do you think my answer is going to be? You're going
I'm
to
gonna
have to
attempt-
make the
I'm gonna
attempt.
do it anyway.
So I can't answer it until you make the attempt.
Okay.
You're looking for some assurances that I'm not going to give you. I saw your
so-
face too, by the way. I saw it.
Fuck you. It was worth a try.
Yeah.
So you're not the average bear.
No. Well, I am,
Hey,
but
boo-boo.
not that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know which game you're used to where you get the assurances before you make the move.
And it works sometimes. Okay. So
We're all gonna die.
now, how far is the fence to the railing?
25 feet.
On the inside.
Yeah. It doesn't matter on you inside or outside. Yeah. From the railing to the fence, 25 feet. So you're looking at an extra 20 feet. Oh no, I'm sorry, 15 feet between the box, the end of the tracks, to where the trucks are. Now there are people going in and out because the guards are not. The private security force, they're not monitoring the truck inspections. They're strictly sticking to to patrolling that warehouse.
The inside perimeter
Yes,
is theirs.
that's theirs. There is maybe about another 30 feet from the inner checkpoint. Right now, if you're walking towards it, you get to the right side of the fence line to where the checkpoint is. Then there's about a 30 feet gap, which is enough to let the trucks through in and out. Then there's the other side, and there's another 30 feet to where the warehouse is. So all told, you're looking at about 100 feet from the end, from the beginning of that, well, let's say the end of that track. If your intent is to get to the warehouse, you're at 100 feet. To the fence line, that's 40 feet. Then you have another 30, then you have another 30. I don't know if I did the math right, but it's
Agent Sage.
more
To
or
the
less,
Sage?
more or less,
What are you-
it's you're looking at between 80 to 100 feet.
If I make it straight to the warehouse.
Yes.
So if I make it food truck, it's 35 feet.
It's about halfway there. Yes. Now the food trucks are closer than they are. They're not right there where they're not at the entrance. That makes sense? They're not at the entrance. They're off the side of the road. They all parked up on the sidewalk. So they're not in the way of any of the trucks. And by food trucks, I'm sure I don't have to describe what a food truck is. You guys all know that. They're not semis.
They're smaller than box trucks. Yep, I know.
So
So I check in Agent Sage. What is your status?
I'm fucked. I'm totally fucked. I'm sorry, God. I thought I was playing.
This is a way trying to get into this damn place without getting noticed by all these people because it's open cover.
We could just blow this place up from a distance.
Now I hear Morgan. You see, I told you.
And you and your powers, you don't have any way of making anybody invisible, can you? Including yourself.
No, and
I'm
even
not-
if I could, I don't think it would work in this building.
I'm not that kind of wizard.
Oh, white drop.
Hey Lou. Hey Lou.
Yes, sir.
I'm checking in at one of the carts. Do they have any kind of connectivity?
Wait, say that again.
The transport carts they're using. Do any of them have any kind of connectivity? I'm looking at what computer systems there are and what they're connected to.
Oh, they're
within
they're
the
they're
warehouse
they're
and on the
ru-
property in general.
You talking about the carts that they're using to go in and out?
Mm-hmm.
You're not talking about complex machinery. So
No. Yeah.
yeah. So there's,
I'm just
there's
checking.
no onboard like circuitry or anything. The only circuitry is the electrical system from the battery to the motors. Nothing more complex than that. It's very rudimentary.
Okay. Am I picking up any electromagnetic radiation, anything in particular from this area?
Now that you mention it, there is electromagnetic energy. There is an electromagnetic, very weak electromagnetic field that is coming from that warehouse.
Dad, do you see this?
You're muted.
Yeah, I see it. Do
Mm-hmm.
what's
All right, so
Hold on.
I'm trying to. I want to get a. I want to get a read on this building exactly. What is it that they're storing here?
They
Don't
don't know
know.
yet.
We don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got zero information that belongs to one of the families, and somehow a cease and desist order from the top down came in to all law enforcement agencies, local
Okay.
and federal.
That's because they have people on the government up top. Probably a congressman or something. Okay, so I'm going to try and get into. I'm gonna probe the defenses on the building itself.
all right, Lou.
Hold on. Spent enough time on you. Let me.
Okay.
I want to probe the defenses on the cybersecurity. See exactly what I'm dealing with.
Okay. As soon as you engage your, you virtually have the same effect where you immediately see a countervailing, a counter presence that's trying to reverse hack you.
I'm going to. I'm gonna send that back to the Wagushes.
Okay.
Send them across the country trying to find me. But I'm taking that opportunity, that time
Mm-hmm.
before he can, to see what it is that I'm dealing with. See if I can find any holes, I can probe into. Because I've dealt with this cybernetic entity before.
Mm-hmm.
I should recognize his signatures on his. I can see his handiwork on his things, his signature.
Lou?
So, if that's
Okay,
the,
go ahead, please.
if I recognize his signatures, I'm gonna start messing with those, because if it's different, I don't wanna mess with the things that are different. I wanna see what's familiar, because I can deal with the familiar. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna probe and see if I find some familiar signatures.
Okay. As you're preparing your system to infiltrate in that manner, what you notice is that those countermeasures that you employed before are failing way faster. So in other words, if I had to do a visual, the way that you're pushing, you're trying to ping the system across the globe so that it just constantly bounces. You can see it's starting to drop infinitely, progressively faster than it was before.
Uh-huh.
Which, to your mind, means that your familiarity is you're not the only one that's familiar with a specific pattern. In other words, you know what I mean?
Right. He knows me the way I know him.
Correct.
Okay. So then it is him then.
Well, I'm not saying that it is. What I'm saying is that
They know me.
That's the assumption.
Okay.
They know you. Yeah.
Whoever it is knows me. So I'm trying to find out if I know them.
So
So does it gonna be?
loosely,
Go ahead.
so I'm loosely monitoring that, and I
Mhm.
see it, and I can surmise it's definitely something familiar, because you told me before that's what it seemed like, something familiar. And I gauge how much distance we have left, driving wise.
You have another 60 feet, and the trucks are starting they're starting to get in gear to move as the next trailer goes in through the gate.
Right, because I don't want to take the chance of it linking with this guy and then he's completely useless to drive the truck and get the hell out of here. And I might be too if we're engaging the AI at the same time. There's a lot going on. I mean, driving a truck is easy in comparison, but I don't want to get too distracted and something goes wrong. It's going to take all my focus. I would figure, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I don't want to be overconfident about it. Oh no, fuck that, I'm a teenager. Yes, so.
A virtual teenager.
Yeah.
I can do this.
So yeah, I can do anything. So after he's done dealing with the people at the gate, because I don't know if I can pull off the whole talking to people thing convincingly. Basically, the only thing I say to you, what the hell is? Oh, working. Yeah, Mr. Cornwallis, please do your best to not act intelligent with these people. It will tip them off.
Okay.
Keep your pomposity to a minimum.
Come on.
He's like, no, bullshit, I call you.
And Lou, you mentioned a couple things. You said that there was a sewage entrance, but that it was very small.
Yes.
From where? Ping it on the map for me if you can.
Oh, okay, sure. Let me get to the map here. There's a sewage line that runs practically underneath the roadway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where road is, there are sewer grates, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are channels for water that go underneath each building, but they're not mains. They feed off of a main, but that is really, well, let me just ping it. Why am I saying it? The main is here, and then there's the corresponding pipe work that goes underneath each one of the buildings.
All right.
And the sewage, and by sewage I mean like toilets and and water runoff, but that's about it.
Okay. And what was the measurements that I was able to get before checking online and looking into the structures of the pipes? What did you say again?
Oh, you're talking about pipes that can probably fit a small dog.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I'm going to deploy my probe, which is land, sea, and air. It's 16 by 12.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop it I'm going to send it off into the water, so it can go back to that entry point, whichever is the closest entry point to get in to the line. The best line, so it can actually go into the compound, into the warehouse.
Okay.
I'm curious about finding where that energy signature is at. So that's the probe's job.
Okay. All right. So while he's doing that, let me come back to Sage. Morgan is pretty much just sitting there peeing on himself, like, I'm a genius. I should not be driving a truck.
So Lou, what I'm gonna do is
And
this.
Sage and Id is just sitting there like, I'm not that kind of psychic. Anyway, go ahead.
What I'm gonna do is this.
Really though?
I can move 46 feet in action.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do,
This is an anime. You can't just like and then end up somewhere else. So
Why not?
Let's not get crazy.
I mean, why not? That's in essence what my character does. So I'm actually doing that.
You're doing
But
that?
But wait, I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be able to get through the fence just by going. No.
You're trying to DBZ, just disappear and appear somewhere
Yeah,
else.
that's exactly what
I
was
gotta
gonna
find
do.
that sound effect. That's gonna be great.
I'm gonna use it DBC style, right?
How high can you jump?
No, not jumping.
Let him finish. That's fine.
On a slice, since I'm also so quick in combat, I'm gonna use my sword to slice through the fence so I can get through it in that swift movement. Understand what I'm saying?
No, I totally don't, and I'm not being facetious.
Okay. From point A to point B is about 35 feet, you said, right?
Yes.
I can move 46 in an action.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking a full vault to get through the fence, but as I get to the fence, I'm gonna quickly swipe it so I can cut through it.
Mm-hmm.
With my skill and my attack, I think I could cut through the fence easily.
Okay.
So Deadpool will suddenly show up at the food truck.
Not Deadpool, Gwenpool.
Damn.
Cool.
And basically try to get there unnoticed, using the whole hubbub and distraction of people. Like, people may look at, but I'll just quickly kind of fall into line, kind of just mingle in with them.
Okay. So essentially, what he wants to do is
Ah!
The founder.
And I'm switching my sheath, so when I cut it, I sheath it on through the waist instead of trying to put it back into my back, being that I'm wearing the overalls. So
Kill yourself.
so as I get out of the fence, I can cover up the overalls.
because this is a superhero game, we're supposed to suspend disbelief. I will give you a you will make this a prowl roll with a penalty because you are in broad daylight in front of people. Now, I'm not gonna roll perception for all of these folks. Your roll will be against mundane perception. So I will give you the benefit of that. Your penalty is a 30 against your
barely
skill.
made it.
He already rolled.
You already rolled.
I barely made it. Had I rolled a 91, I would have missed it. Holy shit.
What is your total skill roll?
130.
Okay.
130.
No, 120. Sorry.
You're capped at 98.
Yeah. But you're getting the negative. Plus, this is my skill. It's one of my specialties.
Okay.
Only 2 classes have that. You're not one.
I made it a collaboration.
I see that
So-
these are pro GMing skills in play.
Again, I'm not.
Holy shit.
If we were going by realism, you motherfuckers would have been dead like fucking 8 years ago. Now,
I would have
100%
joined
fact.
them. I would have been like, fuck this, yo. I know y'all killed my family, but I want to join you.
so yeah, because
No.
you are traitor
No,
to
that
jure.
he would do. I believe that entirely.
Yeah, no, I believe that too. All right.
Okay, so I
in
DBZ it to the fucking food
now
line. Yay!
in the split in the blink of an eye, you're just like, how are we gonna? He just hops off. He hops off the car and zips towards the fence line, cuts through it, does a little barrel roll, and stands up, putting away his sword, and no one seems to have noticed. He's just like,
That was good, though. If you would have failed it, I would have just peed on myself.
Hey,
In that
fuck
moment-
it. I would have failed it, but I'm thinking too
and
hard. I'm
everyone
like,
else that's watching on the
Six.
closed circuit, because you all can see this, because he's in line of sight. You ever seen that fake video of the guy who's walking onto the road and suddenly this superhuman just zips by, grabs him, and he's on the other side of the
What
road?
is that fool doing?
Yeah. That's exactly what it would
That's
look
exactly what it looks like.
like. And in real time, I get to see him just suddenly show up because I can actually track him.
Correct. So he just jumps off the car, and he's like,
It in this moment, it is gonna break the fourth wall. And,
he just turns around and is like, are you fucking serious? Okay, now what?
Hey. All right, so
So now you're closer to the folks that are eating. You can hear the hums of the external generators that these trucks are using. People are talking. There's some music playing. Nothing. You don't seem like anyone's noticed you. Yeah, it's not that.
Sage, what are you doing?
I am trying to get as close as possible to the 2 targets.
So the 2 targets in question, they're sitting at one of the picnic tables. They're consuming their food. They're talking with some other dock workers, and they don't notice you. They're approximately 15 feet away as you now walk out into clear view from behind the trucks where you're just like, I hope they haven't noticed. Now, here's one characteristic that I had mentioned that you did not. Almost everyone has safety gear. You do not.
And full clips.
Right? Big banana clips and AK-47s. He's like, what?
You said almost everybody, so that doesn't necessarily mean I'm out of place.
No, I mean, you're out of place in that they all have safety gear, but they're either carrying it with them or they have it on them. And by safety gear, I mean like a safety vest and a hard hat. You just have the overalls.
Hopefully they don't pay attention.
And I did specifically state, given your skill level in your class and the way you've been doing it, you did get this far. Now what? Truck is now 30 feet away. You're one cab away from the security gate.
Okay, so quickly grab somebody's helmet without anyone noticing. Put it on.
Okay. Do you have sleight of hand?
As far as that skill per se, no, I don't think I do.
Okay, that's great.
It's not sleight of hand. It's something else, isn't it? Pickpocket.
No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be
Or palming.
pickpocket. It would be palming or I don't know if sleight of hand is a skill in some games. I don't know if we have that.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not in.
It's
yeah,
not
it's
in
not
Palladium,
anywhere
right?
else.
So it would be palming.
It'd be like card sharp or something.
No, it'd be
like
palming. Do you have palming?
No, I don't think I have any of that, but I will double check.
that. Murderous people don't normally have that skill.
Right, because no one usually thinks that it's necessary.
Yes.
Palming is a 20% plus 5 per level, and you cannot use a per level bonus if you don't have the skill.
Gotcha.
But you can use your prowess if you have a bonus.
Okay.
I will give you the prowess bonus in lieu of the level bonus or skill bonuses.
Okay.
You are so nice.
Well, I'm gonna need it because don't have it. I'll just-
Will be first level forever. I'm gonna keep spending as soon as I get 1,000. Get another program! Get another program! Get a program!
Yeah, I did ask you about that, but you never answered, so I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, but would you have taken palming? Really?
Actually, I don't know. I know I was looking into getting them. No, seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure you are serious. In
Alright,
this
let's
moment
see.
where you actually need the skill.
Hey, got it.
What's your prowess bonus?
8.
He got it. He made it. Literally made it by the skin of his teeth. So you grab it
Yeah,
as
he
someone
is
just.
using up all the good rolls for himself.
No,
So
don't
you-
worry about it. Because
Someone had put it down to to get their food, and you just walk by and put it on their head.
Well, we all run out of luck sometime.
Not today. Give me a
Just
second.
for that, your next roll is gonna be a block.
It'll probably be our next roll.
Yo,
From you,
Yes.
ok. ¿Qué más lleva el orégano?
estoy lambeando culo.
Ya le puse todo. Now, lo que necesito si
But
es
does he remember that that we're being broadcast live?
si,
Yeah.
And that's why I muted him. Okay. All right. So while he's doing that, Pat, I saw your note. So what you would need to make a hacking roll. Okay. All right. So
My 38 says I did it.
yes, you can. The issue about before they find me, that's not something that you can hack to to poke the hole. But as far as determining how fast they're gonna, that's not something that I can answer that. I can't answer that. You're making assumptions on the fly as you're doing it, because
Okay.
it is an active, counter. What is it? Counter defense.
Right. So I do that, and I inform Seraph that the opening is there for him as I drop out.
All right.
Drop
sorry
out.
about that.
I drop out. I reconfigure my evasiveness, and then I get back on.
Okay.
With everyone else.
A couple of seconds for that.
For $1.
Now, truck finally gets to the gate. Truck pulls up at the gate. He keeps doing that, but the longshoreman comes. He's just like, he's looking through his pad. He's like, I don't see you on a. He's looking at your face, and he's like, you new here? It's like, I don't see anything. There's no registry marks. There's nothing.
I'm gonna just be like, I lost my paperwork. I was driving in, my dumbass put it on the hood. So is it possible I could park here on the side so I could call and get everything straightened out? Or is there a way I could back out?
He's like, he doesn't step up onto the cab. You know, like they have those steps, but
Yeah.
he walks. And he's like, "What is? That's a weird accent you got there, kid." Hold on a second.
I'm from Alabama.
So he walks up
Really though?
he walks up to the front of the truck, and he's looking at it. And you can see he's like one of the customs guards that was talking to one of the passersby walks over to him, and you can see he obscures he turns, he sees you, and then he turns so where you can only see the side of his face as he's talking to the dude, and they're both the other customs guys just looking at
Now,
you.
is there any reflection anywhere in the area where I could see?
No,
I'm gonna look.
not from where they're standing. No.
I can hear them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
I was
So
gonna-
the dock worker, he's just like, yeah, that guy's like, he says he's from Alabama. He has no tags, no plates, and he said those are Los Angeles plates. What's he doing? Is this Alabama, Los Angeles plates? It's like I don't get it. So it's like, you wanna run him? So yeah, hold on. Let me see. Let me call this in. So he walks over to you. This is the customs guy. He's like, license, registration.
So I show him my license and registration.
He's like, this isn't a CDL.
I'm gonna be like, oh,
I say, wait a minute. And he's turning it over in his hand. He's like, just a minute. He walks away. As he's walking away, Sarah, he's just like, yeah, I don't think this is real. So we're gonna have to call
Hey,
this in.
Lou?
Yep.
I start poking into systems, like the guy's pad, for instance, and DMV, and start inputting information that matches this dude. Doing it on the fly, obviously.
Okay.
So, just to make him look legitimate at the very least.
Okay. I will have you make a hacking roll as they're looking.
Would you say a hacking roll and what else?
That's it.
Okay.
We'll combine the hacking and the computer programming. It doesn't.
All right,
I don't want to bog it down in rolls.
Hacking. Okay, 98. Now let's see what happens. I did still make it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That was one. That was another skin of the hair of an ass. You do that. They're not. The guy's not looking in his pad for his DMV records. That's not what he's doing. He's just trying to find him. He's trying to find a. There's literally no identifying marks on your truck. So
Yeah, that's why I said
he's
the
just
other
searching. The guy's
guy's
calling
pad.
it in. He's
The guy's pad, the
Yeah.
guy's iPad
Mhm.
that he's holding, his pad, whatever it is, iPad,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
It's
That as well as DMV. So there's some level of legitimacy. What's he looking for to identify?
He's looking
this
for a
vehicle?
manifest. He's looking.
Going
He's
to a
looking
manifest?
at the truck itself, what you're carrying, what the cargo is, if you're there to pick up. They have a checklist of what your reasons for being there. Trucks, regular
Okay.
trucks just don't show up.
So I'm having him set up as being, yes, he's a legitimate driver,
Mhm.
but like he said, he lost his orders. He's in the wrong place.
Okay.
He did say that.
hmm So you can hear him on the walkie. He's calling it in. So yeah, I got some. I need somebody to run a license for me, and he goes through his identification. Morgan Cornwallis. And here, are you serious? That's a name? Yep. Says he's from Alabama, but this is I don't even think this is a legit license. Because he's not a citizen, so he doesn't have any of that. After a few seconds, he said, "Yeah, I see it here. It says he has a CDL." It's like, are you serious? It's like, from where? And he's
He's
looking.
a transfer from England.
No. That's not the issue. Like where his does the home address match and all that shit. The issue is they're asking for information that you don't have access to because the physical card you can't see.
Right.
It's like,
Hey,
so you say, yeah, Charlie, I think we have a level 1. It's like, all right, Roger. It's like, detain him. So the customs guy says, sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle.
What?
He's like, no! You pompous
Yeah,
twit!
On what, sir?
It's like, please, just step out of the vehicle.
Again, on what? I know my rights. On what?
It's like, sir,
If I came to the wrong warehouse, you have no right to detain me. I have nothing.
are you disobeying a lawful order, sir? From a federal agent? I need you to step out of the car now. And you can hear the timbre of his voice the tenor of his voice is changing. It's more threatening now. You don't need genius level intellect to sense that.
So I'm gonna get out the vehicle.
So I'm gonna need you to step to the side, please. So do you
Sure.
have any weapons?
No.
So customs patrol car comes out from inside the dock area. 2 more officers come out. So again, at this point, he said, I'm gonna need you to turn around, please. Put your hands on the vehicle.
Again, why?
I'm not gonna ask you again.
What you're doing is breaking the law.
uh-oh.
You have to tell me why.
It's like, I'm not gonna ask you. He's like,
I have a camera sitting right there in my truck. It's showing what you're doing right
It's like,
now.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
And
Turn
I'm
around,
not gonna tell you again
Put
either.
your hands, and he takes out. The first thing he takes out is his taser. Like, sir, I'm not, and he has it pointed down to the ground. Like, sir, I'm giving a lawful command. You need to turn around, and the only reason why he's doing this is because you're white.
I know. I'm gonna get away with this.
It's like, sir, I'm not going to ask you again. Turn around and put your hands on the vehicle. The other
And
two,
again,
as they
what
come
charges?
towards you,
You're
they don't.
attempting to arrest me. What charges?
It's like, I'm not arresting you. I'm just giving you a lawful command. I need you to turn around, put your hands on the vehicle so that you may be
But
searched.
you're gonna put handcuffs on me, which therefore you're arresting me.
So the other two now are flanking him. They don't have tasers. They have their service weapons out. Now a crowd is starting to form. You, Sage, as you grab the helmet, now you can hear some commotion. You turn, you can see Morgan standing outside. He's like, "Why?" He's going full Karen.
You got what I was doing. Like, no, I'm gonna call the police.
He's like, so the guy's like, you can hear the longshoreman. He's like, "I thought you were from Alabama."
I am.
Mm-mm.
I said I was raised there.
At that point,
At that point, what? What? I see a frozen penis.
at that point, look at those targets and see what they're doing.
They're sitting staring, but well, they get up and people are just noticing the commotion, but no one's moving towards them because the customs agents have guns out.
No, that's fine. What I'm looking for is to see what movements they're doing. I'm making I'm looking over, like I'm curious as well, but I know what's going on, and I'm still making my way towards the food truck to make it look like I'm going to get myself something to eat. I might actually purchase something.
Here's the thing. I've described this to you a couple of times. You come out from between two food trucks. That's the only way that you are going to be able to get in practically unseen and do your Strider maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay? So
But
you're there. They're
then-
15 feet away from you to your right as you walk out from between the two trucks. Okay? Further on, about another 30 feet is where the gate is. That's where his truck is. That's where he's standing outside. What is the male Karen? I don't know. That was a name for it.
Chad.
Oh, he's going full Chad.
All right. So my thing is that in order to stay within the whole mingling stuff, if I'm at the truck and I can purchase something, I will. But I'm keeping an eye, a purposeful eye, not too conspicuous, what those two are doing. If they're going to move up and about, are they going to make their way towards the gate? Are they going to approach what?
Oh, okay. At this moment, in the next melee, 15 seconds, they're just starting to notice as everyone else is starting to notice. There's that small commotion because there's still a lot of ambient noise, but one person says something, and then it's that whole turning of the crowd towards the commotion.
Towards the commotion.
Yeah, and they're part of that.
Okay. So
Is id doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna make.
Hold on, no. I said id.
Oh.
Is he even awake? It's only 10:45.
He's muted.
I've been talking for like 3 minutes. It is observing Sage.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sage is now out of sight.
He's now out of sight.
Yeah. Once he crossed past the gate, beyond where in between the two food trucks, you have no line of sight for him now. But there is a big hole between those two food trucks from where you're at. The question is, are you going to make your way towards it? And if you do,
how fast can you move?
I am going to make my way towards it. Probably not at Dragon Ball Z like speeds.
Mm-hmm. I will give you a prowl roll with no penalty.
So he's Yamcha.
There's no penalty because the commotion is drawing everyone's attention away from you.
All right, what is that? A D100?
It is. Do you have prowl?
I do not.
Okay, so let us go to the base
thought you
roll.
did.
No, he does not. He's not that kind of psychic.
I'm not that kind of psychic.
It is a 25%.
Base roll's 30, I think.
No, 25.
We had this
Oh,
we had this
25.
conversation last session about if he can prowl, and everybody was joking about him being a detective. That doesn't prowl. Yeah.
I only recently got promoted, jerks.
25%, sir.
Yeah, but even more so as the street cop. Shit.
Oh, that definitely wasn't a pass.
Fucking RoboCop, as big as he was, he prowled up on people.
Your connection is just awful. All right, Id. So when you get to the gate,
Okay.
as you try to cross, you just make all kinds of noise, just stepping over it. However, with the what do you call it? With the generator engines, you don't make that much noise, but you notice that you're not stealthy at all. And someone who's looking to your right, someone who is looking at the commotion, turns and sees you, and it furrows their brow, and then turns to his friend and just elbows him. He's like, and then the second person is looking at you. Then the third.
Wait,
And I
wait.
blow the
The people that are watching, are they
Yeah, remember they're all
Any way that
they're-
I can intercept?
No, you don't even know he's coming. They're all sparsely positioned. So someone just happened to be in that line of sight when he failed that prowl roll and turned and saw him, and then like.
So Lou,
Then another person, then a third, because if you're in a group and someone turns and brings your attention, that anyone else in that group will eventually notice that your attention's diverted and naturally turn in that direction.
so Lou,
Yes.
I sound a vehicle alarm at double the normal decibel rate, just like that.
Okay. Hold on for a second.
He's looking for the sound.
Hey, you better than me, because I definitely was about to do something stupid.
I mean, the driver did get out the truck and the door is left wide open. Anything could be happening. Alarm goes off.
Okay. So at this moment, all right. Now, I don't want to keep that going. That's annoying.
Yeah.
At
That's
this,
the whole idea.
At this moment, wait. I don't know why I'm asking. Well, I'm gonna ask. What's your AR? Do you have an? You don't have a natural AR, Morgan? Yes.
No.
Okay. So at this point, as soon as the alarm goes off, and I had already pre-rolled this because I sensed that this was gonna go. So you get I don't know.
Shocked.
So at this point, you like not only does that sound shock you, but you're like he immediately just instinctually fires because he has his taser pointed at you the whole time anyway. Now, not the whole time, but as you got more and more agitated, he drew it on you, getting ready to shoot you.
I'm gonna dial 911 as I go down.
It's like,
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Man down. Man down.
so he like,
But what you are doing is peeing yourself.
Wrong. I'm standing there laughing. That doesn't work on me. Oh,
he's like, ha ha ha. All right, so as soon as that goes off, you bloody toy muffle!
Damn.
it works. I need a 14 or higher. Like,
It's like, no. He's like,
Man down, man down.
That's what you get for jinxing someone else.
For
Yeah.
wishing bad rolls on everyone else.
I love it.
So he hits the ground.
I
The
need
other,
five.
the
Where
other,
was-
they all rush and jump on top of him, and immediately restrain him.
Yes, 3.
I mean, they really don't need to because you're like a
I
pencil.
love it.
But anyway, so that's happening to him. Id, what are you doing?
Well, Lou,
I
One
jump out of
question.
sight.
No, saying
Lou, one question I was asking is,
Yes.
did that immediately change focus of attention?
yeah, no, it does. That's why I'm asking Id what he's doing, because they're all looking at you like quizzically, like you can see the gears turning. Like this guy doesn't belong here because you clearly are not in any sort of uniform. You don't have any tags. You're not. You're not customs. You're just in. I don't even know how you guys are dressed. You're like in combat fatigues, like black combat fatigues coming through a gate, and then the siren goes off.
So
And
I
they
have to defend
turn.
myself. I told them, let me leave. I made my MA roll, but it didn't work.
Okay, so just so that we're clear, when I call for a roll, that's when it applies. This is
But if I'm
strictly
trying to
role
make
playing.
someone
It's
believe
not.
something,
It's
it-
the way you've been.
you're gonna have to roll.
The way that you handle that situation does not. It is not an MA roll. It's not.
So
You're
I
not going to
can't tell-
convince
I
anybody
can't make
based on
somebody
your dialogue that they're going to
believe
stop.
That I lost my
Spanky.
papers if you walk away.
Spanky, how's about you not argue the point at the
Yeah,
moment?
But
go
anyway,
ahead, go ahead.
It doesn't even matter. We're beyond that point anyway. So, and we'll discuss MA later and how that's supposed to work. Now,
I was hoping to convince him to just leave.
Yeah, but you didn't make it. You didn't make it a point to say that's what you were trying to do or craft a proper.
I said I lost my papers.
No, no,
and,
no.
You know, can I park
No,
or
no, no.
leave?
That's not enough. You got to do more than that, dude.
uh,
So, what's happening next? We're
Yeah.
waiting on Quan. Yeah.
now, for Id, what are you doing? As soon as the alarm goes off, their attention is like their shock turn. What are you doing?
As I was saying, I duck behind nearest object
Okay,
out of sight.
that will be in the same spot, like between the two food trucks. That what's his name went through.
Sage.
Sage, excuse me. I'm sorry.
So I don't see him come. through
No,
that-
because now your attention is turned towards the sound like everyone else. You have to turn towards it's out of nowhere. You turn, you can see you can see Mr. Bean getting shocked. He's hit the ground and getting restrained.
I tap Sage on the shoulder.
No,
let him
he's
know
not.
I'm
He's not in that spot. He had walked out. So, but, I will give
Yeah.
you make a perception roll, Sage.
Okay.
Okay, so he doesn't see you. So,
I don't think even with my bonus I can see that.
No.
My normal bonus. Nah.
It'd be an intelligence bonus anyway.
My normal bonus for perception's a 5.
Yeah, no.
Would be an 8.
Do I see him?
No, you see him. He's maybe about like he was. If he walked out, maybe about 5 or 6 feet away from this where you are. Your little alleyway between the two trucks, and his intent was to try to move to his right, but he had stopped. You all heard that sound as you're getting closer to where he is. You have a sort of a line of sight where you can see through people's legs. You can see Morgan being restrained.
I wish I could help Morgan, but I'm trying to save my psychic energy for the shit that's about to hit the fan.
And Sage does not notice you. He's literally walking away from you.
I
Alright,
say
Lou.
I update everybody except obviously Morgan.
Mhm.
Morgan Cornwallis is being taken into custody. I
Yeah,
did the
see
best
that.
I could, but he did not do well. But I've provided a grand distraction that will hopefully draw everyone's attention away.
All right. So
Well, you
look,
definitely helped me. Thanks.
at this
You're
point,
still muted, Patch.
I was telling my kids that music is loud.
Oh,
They're
okay.
cleaning up.
Sorry about that.
at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate spatial awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to activate the uncanny awareness one. Hold on. Come on, open up. The spatial memory and the observer awareness. All right. Spatial memory.
So what end?
Is the one that gives me an immediate memorization of the area,
Mm-hmm.
where everything's at, located relative to each other. It's going to last me for 8 melees. Well, I don't know if this is considered a combat situation.
Depends on your intent.
Well,
hey,
that
I'm
right
Mr.
now
P.
is non-combat, but I'm not sure if it's going to remain that way. So we're going to keep it safe. We're going to say it's 8 melees.
Okay.
Normally, it would be 8 minutes. And the observer awareness allows me to detect whether or not I'm being observed. By some means, I will not tell me who or where, but it'll let me know whether or not I am being observed, even under magical surveillance.
Okay. Well, you are. There's surveillance cameras that your own team is using.
No, this is other than them.
No, it doesn't specifically state that.
Hold on. Master has a sixth sense of being observed. He receives a detect ambush skill. Whenever the master is being watched, listened to, even passively through a camera or at long range, he may make a perception roll to notice. This will tell him how. This will not tell him how or why, just that he's under scrutiny.
Okay, so then make your
Which
perception
you
roll.
are.
No, but you guys are not scrutinizing me.
You're still under surveillance.
yes, I am.
It's semantics. However,
Well, no. Well, that's important though, because otherwise, like
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
think that there's
I-
no distinction with it. There's no difference. There's just not. There's no distinction in it.
all right.
And
Now the key here is that I took it twice, so it's almost supernatural. Where in addition, I get detect concealment, and I also receive a +2 perception, and may make a perception roll of 15 or higher when under magical or spiritual surveillance. This will not give him the ability to track or even see the observer, just knowledge of their existence.
Mm-hmm.
This is the key here. But the perception roll is an 18. If I'm being personally tracked, like through object read or through other senses or stuff like that, in this case, it would manifest as a sensation of the willies or someone's walking over your grave.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be a 5.
Oh, that rules me out. I'm not supernatural.
Says you.
Right, Lou? Right,
Says you. Have you rolled yet?
No,
Oh.
I have a +10 to perception on this.
It's the stupidest ability I have.
What?
No, I was just looking at it's pain tolerance,
Yeah.
but you get no bonus versus pain.
There's other abilities that do that, and there's also one that allows you to ignore it completely.
Which he does not have apparently. So it doesn't matter.
No, I was just
Now,
because I have almost all the disciplines. That's why I'm like, almost.
you don't you don't necessarily get that feeling that you're being personally surveilled. And at the moment, attentions are being distracted away from you, from where you're standing.
Okay.
I will give you that because you're doing this and you're trying to be aware of your surroundings, you do feel something, and you turn just to look around, and then you not like shocked, but you're just like, you see Id. He's just like, hey.
So
He's about like maybe 5 or 6 feet away from you, standing in between exactly where you were before all this went down.
So
you're moving pretty slowly, buddy.
So I go like this for him to hold position, because from there no one can see him. Now how the fuck am I gonna get him out of this shit? Right? I'm thinking to myself.
At this point, they're leading. They've now lifted a slightly incapacitated Morgan off the ground, and they are all leading. They're leading him to the customs vehicle.
Is anyone turning the alarm off?
No one's bothering at this point. They're just the customs agents aren't. The dock worker is giving them a wide berth. So it's not until they get to the car that he starts entering the cab.
Okay, so they're making their way towards the office, which is where exactly?
You don't know that. I didn't say.
Okay.
They're just putting him in the car at this point.
All right. Now, as for the other two, have they moved from where they were at?
In the last 30 seconds, no.
Okay. Now, given the perception of my spatial awareness, what would be the easiest way for it to stay out of sight?
To stay where he is.
Okay. So over the buds, very lowly, so no one else can hear it, right? Except him and his bud. Stay in place. Do not move.
Again, I don't have the sound because it's annoying, but the thrum of the generators that these vehicles are using masks your talking.
No, it's fine, but I'm still gonna say it just so he could perceive it.
And
in
it
his
also
ear.
makes it more difficult to communicate because it's picking up the ambient sound.
All right. Cheap low grade fucking buds. Fucking Acosta.
Wow.
Damn.
Damn third rate piece of shit. Fucker.
I like how you're avoiding having to do anything right now.
So I'm letting him know, stay put. What I'm gonna do after, does everything kind of start to normalize? Because if it does, I'm gonna.
Once they put Morgan in the vehicle, the other two gentlemen go in the back. One is in the front to drive.
I'm gonna ping their LoJack, the GPS,
Okay.
so that Dad and I can keep track of where the vehicle goes and hopefully where they go.
Okay.
Actually, I'll ping their phones too. Well, if their phones are not connected to the AI.
No, they're not.
I
And
ping their
fuck you,
phones
Patch.
too.
That's why I dropped the earbud to the floor. So you blew up my foot. Fucker.
Anyway, okay. Now, Id, he told you to stay, but that doesn't mean you have to.
I want to see how this plays out.
Okay.
All right. Patch,
All right,
is Patch
Smart
doing
man.
anything else other than what we've already talked to? And besides detonating a freaking earbud in his ear. Okay.
Oh, anybody gonna go Omni-Man on this shit?
Right. That Omni-Man would be helpful right about now. Even Omni-Man would be like, you guys are fucked up. I think I'm just gonna kill you all just because you're embarrassing me.
Damn.
All right.
Wow.
So, Lou, I'm going to proceed with getting something from the food truck.
Uh-huh.
make my way over to one of the seats just casually. You know, since everybody's kind of gotten distracted, they're probably going to be talking about what's going on.
Uh-huh.
You know,
All this has happened in the span of in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to
So-
put some time variances here. Now, you sit. They're talking. One of the guys is like, "Well, I got to get back," and he gets up and he starts moving. He walks past you because you're sitting. He's on the. They're both on the opposite sides of the table. They're in the far left corner. You're on the far right corner. Okay, the one on the right side of the far left corner gets up. So, yeah, it's time for me to go. He walks around, and he has He's walking around your backside to the garbage can that's maybe about 4 or 5 feet away from you on your right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, as he does that
Mm-hmm.
with the RFC, from my
RFID,
huh?
RFID, NFC.
The NFC. Sorry, my bad. It's been a while. But the NFC captured the signature of that phone and anything else that's electronic on him's person.
Okay. I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, it's near frequency. I forget what.
Near field communication.
Near field communications.
Now,
Basically, I'm allowing as a portal. That open moment is where these two can hack through.
okay.
I'm not doing it. They are.
Well, I'm right there, so
I'm gonna signal, and I'm gonna signal both Sarah. Well, I can't signal Morgan anymore, but Seraphin Acosta done.
You're
I
able to.
analyzed what he picked up.
You get the frequency that his cell phone is operating at a. It's operating at that other level.
Oh,
He dumps his food, and so there's a moment where you get that signal. You can, and by signal I mean you pinging his phone. Once you get it, you can see a high level encryption, because that's what I meant to say.
mm-hmm.
A high level encryption, and it is far beyond what that phone should have on it. It's far beyond what Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, Boost.
And this is one of the border agents.
No, this is one of the of the two
People that work in the warehouse.
that work directly
okay.
in the Harmon warehouse. This is also one of the two that id had identified as not having an aura.
Okay, so I put all that. I add that to the info that we know at the moment.
Mhm.
Dad, are you seeing this?
Yeah, I can't try and correct that.
Because he's busy right now trying to himself.
I was setting up a trap for the robot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Question: were you able to pick up his tag, his key card tag?
Yes, you're able to do that. That is not it's not encrypted. It's a simple scan to
card.
get past the inner gate.
Okay. So go to talk to Id, and I'm like, didn't you see him use another type of key card to get into the warehouse?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay. Was he able to snag a different type of key card signal?
No.
Interesting. All right. So now that other guy's left, right? Is there like a garbage can or anything like that near the dude that's left?
Are you listening to me? Am I not saying these things?
No. You said there's two guys. One guy said that he left because it's time to go.
Yeah.
He passed me.
To go to the
Walking
garbage
The
towards
guy
can.
that
the garbage
remains
Yeah.
at the
Okay.
table.
The guy,
Is there some?
the one that was walking behind you from left to your right, you turn as you're snagging his signal. He is dumping his food at a garbage can that's like 4.5 feet away.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my way over to this the same garbage can,
Uh-huh.
right?
Now,
Accidentally-
just so that we're clear, he dumps his food and he doesn't veer back to your direction. He goes immediately diagonally away from you towards the gate.
All right. So,
Because there's no reason for him to walk back in your direction unless you talk to his compatriot, which he does not do.
all right.
What, if anything, is anybody else doing before I go back to Sage?
What's the progress of the probe I sent out?
Good question. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Now, Id, you still watching? You still peeping
I'm
Tomming?
I'm still just gonna watch from a distance.
The guy's walking towards you. Okay.
Somebody walking towards me?
Yeah. He's walking in the opposite direction. So when you're standing between the two trucks, right and left, to the right is where the seating, the makeshift seating area is. That's where Sage had bought some food, went to sit. One of the two, without the aura, he gets up, walks around the table, and is walking towards you where the garbage can is. So if you're peeking out, you can see him walking towards you. Doesn't necessarily notice you at first. I stress at first. Hold on for a second. Okay. So I roll that, and doesn't notice you. Just dumps his styrofoam container and his cup in the trash, and he walks away. And you can see. I hate saying you can see. And now, Sage has gotten up from the table, and I'm assuming you're walking towards him as well as the guy walks away from you. So if he's walking towards you, dumps his food, he walks from left to right, away from the truck, away from Sage, straight away, heading towards the gate. The vehicle with Morgan had made a U-turn and is now inside the fence line.
Okay. So, if I were to make it past the gate with the guy, we're still in plain sight, aren't we? Or does the food trucks give cover?
No.
You get cover right there.
Nope. He's literally crossing the street. And yours was the last truck. So there are no more trucks behind.
Yeah, it's just making our way over.
Mm-hmm. Making your way downtown, walking fast. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
All right.
Alarm's still going off.
Trying to take the guy down. The dock worker is now in the cab. He's trying to get it, but I'm gonna go back to your drone in a minute.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my way through the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Obviously, with the clone, the signal, IRF signal, or RFID signal.
Mm-hmm.
Way through the gate. Right. Once I get through
So
the gate,
he buzzes in, opens it, it swings shut.
so go through, make my way towards the guy.
Okay, he's walking towards the door, the same door that it had almost followed the guy through. He's like, wait a minute, I don't know what I don't feel right about this.
And I still don't.
I'm gonna try to time it that when he opens the door, I'm on him, and I'm going to do the Vulcan vice grip.
To what? To stun him?
Yeah, to knock him out.
Okay, so we're gonna pause on that. So do not roll.
Oh, as a matter of fact.
All right. Anyway, so Seraph, your drone makes its way through the aqueduct. It's going through. It comes to a point where it's pinging just before it gets into the radius of where you started, where you detected that signal. And when you get to that point, you can clearly see through your sensors a field.
I stopped. What kind of field?
It's generating an electromagnetic wavelength, but it seems to be more so of a it seems to be more of a wireless power signal. So it's generating energy, but it's casting off electromagnetic energy wavelengths.
All right, so I mark this location and I make this available to all who can receive without getting anybody in trouble.
He's like, hiya, wait.
Oh wow. That was funny.
So I'm aware that Dad is busy, but I'm still going to send in the info, but I'm now watching this location. I'll retrieve the drone.
Okay.
It can't go, well, actually, no, I'll go up through a different, it can't go anywhere past this point, can it?
No, you'd have to backtrack out and then go through a different.
All right, well, I've located exactly where this thing is at, which is good. Because something really interesting might have to happen. So, I'm going to, bring it back and go through enter through another point. Yeah. Have it go back to the junction and enter through a different point.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I say, Dad, are you ready?
Do I have the construct ready? Or do I still have to? Or do I still need to wait?
The construct is ready. The question, the trying to answer this in a way that we can both follow along. Because in my mind, I have how I want to describe it. It's just I'm trying to find the words for it. Once you design that construct, because you're essentially trying to make a virtual trap.
I'm gonna make a battlefield. I'm gonna try to hack it again, and let them track me to that construct.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait for them.
Okay. Once you get to the point where you feel that it is done, now it's just a waiting game. At this point, you can see the signals that you've been bouncing. They've been reduced to single digits, to double digits, then a single digit, and that which leads it all to that construct. Okay, so
Right.
now what are you doing?
I'm see what happens now.
Okay,
I was waiting. I did it so that it could come to me.
and it did.
What is it?
So it's essentially a digital hydra where it's pulling your information and you and what's the word I'm looking for? It's essentially deconstructing your programming and utilizing it to undo what you're doing.
To undo what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? So it's a program.
Yeah. It's operating like a program, except it's whatever juice is that's getting this thing to move as fast as it's moving. It could be military grade. It could be an AI. Both are possible at this point.
Okay, so I was hoping to. So I'm gonna try and. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to try and decompile the program.
Okay. To what end?
Feed it whatever it's trying to. I'm gonna keep it there with me long enough for me to analyze the program and try to decompile it.
Okay.
If I can utilize it in any, see if I can turn it against itself.
The program, it's functioning similarly to that initial hack from way back in the. I don't know if that was you.
What, the way
No,
back
it
in the
wasn't
beginning?
him. It was his other character.
Yeah, it was-
the insect.
No. When you were in the ship, whose ship was that?
Oh, if it's our
in,
ship,
in
then
Greg's.
Greg's ship.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have been me.
that
then.
that wasn't you. That was
No.
that was Danny. As a matter of fact, never mind. So you've never seen this. It's acting. It's the way that it's acting. The program itself seems to be anticipating what you're doing. You're staying a couple of steps ahead, but it's almost as if it's learning as it's defending itself and counter programming you.
Lou.
Yes.
He would recognize that program from the data dump.
As a matter of fact, he is correct.
From the data dump?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we first encountered it. Remember, our group first encountered it when they scrubbed all the information. That's the same program that attacked Greg's ship, and now it's coming up again.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. He wasn't with that game.
No, he wasn't with that game, but you were with the one with the England group, and that's where we first encountered that program. So from the data dump, you would know, you would have the information now, because of Spanky.
Oh. Okay, so then if I recognize it like that,
Mhm.
what you call it? So then what I'll do is, I wanna force it into a. I wanna convert the construct into that that AES, the AES thing, where I can impose my reality over it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna fight it.
Okay. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. 'Cause that's going to be a lengthier thing. So Morgan, you're in. You finally regain your consciousness as you're driving away. You're looking around in the inside. The both these gentlemen are to your left and to your right. So they're basically, that's a typical police procedure with what could be perceived as a terrorist. So there's a driver, and then there are two customs enforcement agents to your left and to your right. You're handcuffed, and no one is saying anything. You can hear some chatter on the radio in front of you, but it's all police speak. So now what? The driver sees you. It's the one that told you to get out of the car. He looks up and he sees you in the mirror, and then he turns. He makes eye contact, and then he just keeps looking in front of you. You can see that you're driving away from your intended destination towards a smaller building. It looks like a security building, because you can see the RF antennas coming out from it. Now, I will say that you do not have any of your gear. Everything that was on your pockets, all that stuff has been confiscated and taken away from you. So it's just you and your wits. Are you going to wait this out, or are you going to do anything in the meantime? I just wanted to know for.
I'm going to ask him his name. I'd like to know your name. I would like to know all of your names.
The two that are with you there, the two on your left and your right, they don't even acknowledge you. They're just staring straight ahead.
So I'm gonna make sure I get a good look at their faces,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna have to blackball after this event. I'm gonna make sure you don't ever work in this field again. Like my poppy says. I can't even fucking.
What? Like your poppy
Goes
says?
around, comes around.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to do a Steven Seagal? Because that is terrible.
No, I'm trying to do some hick from fucking Alabama.
Oh yeah. Your accent is just awful at this point.
He said awful.
Awful. It's as awful as the word I just used to describe it.
Yes, we invent new,
Oh
new
my
words for
lord.
new shit here.
Okay. So he's as you're driving. My lord. As my poppy said.
I'm trying.
Holy shit balls.
You should play that song right now.
Right.
It definitely fit.
Oh. He again looks up in the rear view. Just then, his eyes completely turn black.
I wouldn't worry about that, Mr. Cornwallis. We have great plans for that genius intellect of yours.
I'm gonna be like, hey, it's you guys. I wanna talk to them.
So, his eyes turn normal again, and he's just he stops look. He blinks. He does that slow blink and just looks straight ahead.
I want to join. I'm tired of this nonsense.
So I hold on a second.
I knew we can trust him.
I knew we could.
I knew that for iteration this game ago. What are you talking about?
We knew that from day one we started playing. What the fuck you
Holy
talking?
shit! He's ready
I'm
to betray
playing the
everybody.
Smart, fuck the long haul. I'm going with them.
All the shit I've been through with these guys, and you just turn over like that.
Rule 1 now has an exception.
I took a slash to the gut for you.
That's in essence that he's considered fired from
That's fucked up.
Umbrella.
So you're saying that, and he's like, oh, what is it?
Wait.
You bloody twat waffle.
Oh my god.
That will not work this time.
He's like, that won't work. Right up until you get the second.
Roll a 20. Prolong your agony.
Yes.
Wow, almost.
Okay.
I am not just intelligent.
You're also P.
Oh my god.
Well, not necessarily yet. He has
so
me both.
what I will say is, we can continue this until you start taking damage, or you can pass out.
I'm gonna fake I'm passing out.
Okay.
He's gonna pass out for real.
Do you have performance?
There is no skill called performance.
You sure?
Yeah. There are many skills I don't have. But
Against.
that's not one of them.
Yeah, there is a performance skill.
There's an acting, not performance.
I'm looking at it right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
In the skill compendium.
Yeah.
Under P.
Provides freely.
Performance. A technical skill.
I have almost all the technical skills. That's all like, huh?
It is also found
You
in an
missed-
book.
You missed the P section of the skill list.
As a matter of fact, I might have chose the wrong fucking skill book.
All right, so it's just
If it's in physical, he won't get to the P's.
base rolls 30.
For all the smarts he is, he's still a meat shield.
I pass. I can't fake it. I'm like,
He was like,
Oh, he
Oh.
proved himself.
no, I'm just kidding.
Well, that
Come
happened.
on, that's just. I'm just kidding.
You can say mouth half empty.
Like, oh, I think he done shit himself.
Oh, he did.
You done pooped his
Sorry for whoever
pants.
has to clean that room.
He ain't from Alabama. He's from like he's from Kentucky.
Ah, he's from Poopy, Kentucky.
Wow. Wow.
All right.
Kentucky.
I'm sorry, Seraph. The foreman's in the truck.
Ah!
He's looking.
I'm gonna impersonate somebody that's passed out.
Oh boy. Anyway, so the longshoreman's in the truck. So he's looking. He's like, where the fuck? He takes out the key. He's like, why isn't this fucking?
And when he takes the key out, I'll turn off.
He's like, oh
Appropriately.
shit! Thank God, Jesus Christ. He's just looking around the cab, like looking. He opens up the glove box and rifling through it, and he's essentially looking for anything, any identifying paperwork or anything like that. Was there a specific reason why you were interested in him coming into the cab?
No, I was just keeping the roost going along.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Turning off until, because if they got to do something with this truck now.
Yes, that's the thing. So
I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah. So he shuts it, and the focus and priority is not you.
Akisaki.
I am attempting it. I'm timing it so when he opens the door.
I heard you the first time. Do it.
Nah, he dropped.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that it's a done deal.
All right.
Like it was hot.
Sneak up behind him as soon as he opens the door.
And then his body gets up like a marionette.
No. I'm holding him up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Getting him through the door. You know, like we're chums. Taking his key card from his hand, swiping it into my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And quickly assessing the area. Oh, one last thing. Before that door closes, I'm gonna see if I can drop one of my throwing knives to wedge it so it doesn't shut. And I'm gonna let it know. I'm not sure how long this door will stay open or if there are going to be any alarms to set off. But if you could quickly make it through, the door's open. Also I'm saying it that through the buds, through the earbud, so that way both Dr. Acosta and Seraph know. So if they could do something to prevent from that alarm kicking in, it would greatly help.
Okay.
I sigh and I use telekinesis to hold the door open.
That's the most reluctant psychic I've ever seen. He's like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I've been trying to hold my psychic energy what little I have left.
Okay. You do that. You were able to wedge the door, but it's not like on a power hinge or anything like that. But it hits, and it's like on a razor's edge. You're holding the dude. You throw that. You're doing all this shit, and you're taking a measure of where you are. It's the same description essentially that I gave to Id when you walk through the door. To your left, there's some crates that are stacked. There's no tarp on them because he used it as a toga. That's on the ground inside the office. There's the glass enclosed office. That door is closed. There's no one inside. Straight ahead, though, there are no lights with the exception of a couple of spotlights. You know, like you see the ring, the circle. It's like a cone of light from the ceiling at 30-foot intervals going down that corridor. You don't have a full view of the entire warehouse from where you are because this has it's enclosed. So you would have to walk past that in this from where you're standing from the door frame to that about 25 feet.
All right. So
assuming you're making your way down.
taking measure of that, using my spatial awareness to quickly assess what's within my range, 100 feet. So
Your
I can
spatial
make my
awareness
way-
does not work if you don't see anything outside of your field of vision. Because everything else is
it's
dark
everything
besides
I
that
see at the
light.
moment. No, it's everything that I see at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
within
And I just described it to you. So, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
No, the only reason I'm doing that is to quickly assess what would be the best angle to stay out of sight with him, so I can search his pockets and take whatever items he's got on him.
Search his pockets?
His pockets, yes, because I
Please don't be like searches of
I thought I was the only one that heard that.
I heard it. I wasn't gonna say
I'm
anything.
going to search his pockets.
Okay, Mario.
Jesus. he turned into Super Mario. I'm going to search his pockets. And using my spatial awareness.
Okay.
We've now lost the Italian American audience.
Okay.
It's a game of Japanese.
Now, unfortunately, everything that I described, there is no right answer. There is no what is the best. There's just what you
Alright, so-
see. You can
so
either
just
you can
pick a
either
spot
put them to
where
the
I'm out
left
of
or to
sight.
the right. Yeah.
So just pick a spot to the nearest side of mine, which might be the right side.
Mm-hmm.
The
right side is where the
Get out of
office
sight.
is. There's a partial wall, partial metal wall that comes out into this larger space. Now, this
All right, so
this
make my way
wall.
towards the left where the crates are, behind the crates.
Hold on for a second. This particular wall is on track, so it opens to the wider warehouse, but they've closed it so that it's just wide enough for like two people standing side by side to walk through it.
Mhm.
And you would physically have to move them in order to make the space wider.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
The
Making
crates
my
are to
way
your
towards
left.
the left.
Walls to the right. That's connecting to the office, which is the width of that 25 feet. So anyway, you put them on.
Gotcha.
You put them down on the
So
left.
make my way over to the left behind
Yeah.
the crate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Quickly search his pockets, take whatever items he's got, any key cards, anything that's loose on him,
Mhm.
take it with me. Take his identification as well, just in case.
Mhm.
Oh, and his protective gear, like the vest,
Okay.
so that way I don't look out of place.
Okay.
All right.
He has
And-
one key card, no identification. Roll perception.
All right. Damn it.
I'm gonna make my distraction work this shit, motherfuckers.
I got it. That's the 19.
Okay. As you're searching him, you happen to notice a spot of blood on his hand, where his thumb is.
Oh wow!
A spot of blood on his hand where his thumb is. Like he pricked himself?
Possibly.
Are you really? that
Nice, nice. Well, he's not technologically.
Yeah. So the movie gotta go.
He's not technologically inclined. So
I didn't realize.
I couldn't use that knowledge right now anyway. Or not with this character.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop right there because I'm actually gonna wind this down. So that's where you are right now. Seraph, you're still waiting. Your drone is back at the junction, so you can move it. There's two other pipelines that lead to different spots within the warehouse.
all right, based on sound that I hear,
Mm-hmm.
which one sounds like it opens up something sooner?
Given your criteria, I'll say the one on the left.
All right, yeah, it's like what echoes
Yeah.
back quicker,
Mhm.
basically, sound-wise. Okay. Then I'll take the one on the left.
Okay. Does this thing have sensory equipment similar to you? It's essentially a part of you, yes?
It's just a part of me. Everything, every
Okay.
bit of nanite.
That that detection software, that detection equipment that you guys had developed, starts to ping.
Oh,
And the signal is getting stronger.
Okay. All right.
And you're
Continue
you're
moving.
seeing that as well, Patch, as you're working, as you're getting ready to enter into this cyberspace. As a matter of fact, no, you don't. You're already engaged in the action that you took.
So I'm rolling solo in this right now.
Correct.
So I'm actively I'm picking up the signals. So what is it? Right. We were to sense the radiation signature.
Correct.
Which right. Is it in the same location or a different location that I found before? Because I found the place with the field before.
The signal itself it's coming from the it's coming from the direction of that where that pipeline is leading, and it's moving in your direction.
It's moving in my direction.
At a fairly rapid pace.
It is time to reverse course and return.
Okay.
I know exactly what's happening. But not return. Reverse course and go out to sea.
Okay.
I have a feeling I'm about to lose that thing.
All right. Id. You saw you saw Austin Powers knock out the guard. He judo chopped him and moves inside. You're holding the door.
Vulcan Vice Grip.
Yeah. Judo chop. He said, "Do you know who I am? Do you know how many anonymous henchmen I've killed over the years? And look at you. You haven't even got a name tag. You've got no chance. Why don't you just fall down,
He
son?"
didn't just leave the henchman lying there.
He's like, "You just why don't you just fall down, son? Go on."
Just lay down.
Still one of my favorites. Anyway,
I'm still holding the door.
yeah,
open
as you
I
cross
walk towards
you,
it.
you cross this you cross the street as inconspicuously as you possibly can, considering you're not wearing anything remotely similar to anybody. And get to the gate. Here's the problem. That outer gate is closed. You didn't copy any signal like he did. So you're like at the gate like, I can't get in. Because you opened the door to the warehouse, not to the gate to get into the warehouse.
All right. So.
Shut your mouth. You're done.
I can still.
No, you cannot.
Yes,
no.
Yes, I can.
No. You can't get another roll. No.
Yes. Yes.
All right, anyway. So what are you doing, Ed? You're at the gate. You're pulling it, and you realize that thing is locked.
Right. The gate is locked. Door I'm holding open.
Correct.
Is there?
If I survive, I'm gonna buy another program.
How do I get around this gate? Can I climb over the gate?
Oh, absolutely. Right into razor wire.
Well, telekinesis and move it out the way.
I was just about to do that.
I want to say it.
I like how people think I'm going to forget certain details.
No. I know the fact that you didn't forget any details.
Can I move the razor wire out the way with telekinesis and then just climb over?
Absolutely.
Oh.
But you cannot split your attention between that and the door. Not yet. Yeah, you can't do that, Patch. You're not watching him. And Seraph's attention is otherwise engaged, so he's not watching him.
All right. I'm gonna try to reach Sage over comms. Ask him to hold the damn door open.
Okay, so you try to reach him over comms. You get nothing.
God damn it, Sage.
To quote Mickey Rourke, I don't know about you, but I'm having a ball.
I'm currently not in everywhere man mode, so
Nope.
Yeah.
He's
There
not
are
he's not
others
in
you can contact.
he's not in eye in the sky mode.
There are others in the team.
Everywhere, man.
Hold on, give me a second. Damn. Let me get my thoughts together.
Mm-hmm.
Seraph! Oh, damn that sneeze.
Take your time.
That's it. Damn that sneeze. Oh, that cold.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna contact Seraph. Seraph, can you do anything about this gate?
I will try. Let me see. All right, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the Dronus instructions to head out to sea.
Correct.
So see what happens with that. I'm loosely monitoring that. I do not want to tie right back to me. That would be a problem. I'm going to have more problems shortly.
Okay.
So start with wireless access. Can I access the gate?
It's a simple electric. The pad is an RFI key coded entry. So yeah, you can
Okay.
you can access.
So yeah, I just popped that open.
So it's like click.
Much appreciated.
No one
Yeah,
sees
yeah.
this black guy without any identifying clothing or anything sneak past.
It again breaks the fourth
I'm
wall.
gonna-
Suspension of disbelief.
I'm gonna have to find a Scooby-Doo sound effect for that one.
No,
Anyway,
you need the terrible thunder lizard sound effect for that one.
No, you got to get the Brady Bunch sneaky song.
Yeah.
anyway, now, okay. Once you get to the door, you start feeling a little. You start feeling that queasy feeling, that cold feeling, not from this time, but from the time that the first time that you encountered those beings, the wraiths. You start feeling it. You feel that cold sensation. It's a psychic emanation that you're like acutely aware of now. But it's not stopping you. I'm just describing what you're feeling as you get to the door. Once you get to the door, you can see it. It's almost trying to close itself. You see that little knife that's wedged in. All right, mute yourself, please. Now you can see that knife wedged in, and it's shutting. But along the edges of that knife, it's almost as if it's heating up. You can see that it's starting to glow red as the door is trying to shut itself. You hear that, and you're starting to feel that psychic emanation.
I say to myself, fuck, and I rush towards the door to try to get in before it shuts.
Okay, as easy as you say it is as easy as you do it. Once you cross the threshold, it's almost as if your breath is taken from you. You're like, and you feel this cold. You're in that same space. It just doesn't feel the same. It's almost as if you walked into a meat locker. You can see your breath just ahead of you. You can see Sage, and he's ducked down and he's doing one of these, but you can see him. As he's breathing, the heat from his breath is coming out of him. You can wisps of steam is coming off of him. He doesn't seem to notice though. And you're starting to shiver because the sweat of your body from the ambient temperature outside. So now, because even though it's fall in Los Angeles, it's still pretty fucking hot.
Mm.
Now, that's what you see as you walk in. I'm going to come back to Patch. Once you engage the interface and you go into the waiting the virtual waiting room that you've created inside of before you enter into the Matrix, you know the what is it called, the digitization of your vision starts to coalesce into the virtual, into that hyper realized virtual reality, and there you can see it has the face and the body shape of the samurai, but he's wearing a really slick suit, you know, that Men in Black suit, black tie, white shirt, and black suit, and he's looking around. He's like, "This is very clever." You are very clever for a human.
Very clever for an alpaca who's bald.
Why, thank you.
I can read your intent. Do you intend to fight? I have no reason to fight you.
Only if I have to.
Why would you have to?
Well, you seem to be a little bit on the defensive right now.
Am I? Shall I call you Doctor or Dad?
You could call me Doctor.
Very well. Let's have a chat, Dad.
There's no reason why we can't be civil.
With that, in your space, he's manifesting two chairs, similar to Neo Morpheus. And
Yeah.
he takes a seat.
I sit down.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop it here. Now, the last thing I'm going to say to Morgan, once you come to again, your eyes are, you're blinded by a light because you're regaining your consciousness. This light is shining on you, and as you're becoming more accustomed to what you're looking at, outside of this ring of light that you're under, it's like one of those really bright spotlights that's hitting you. You're tied to a chair. Well, by tied I mean duct taped. And not like your body, but your hands are duct taped behind the chair itself. Your feet are bound. Your legs and your feet. Your ankles and your knee, right around your calf area, they're bound. They're taped to the legs of the chair. You hear a familiar voice. I told you not to look for us. I told you not to look for us. Always the impetuous boy. It was not your time.
Is this my dad? My character's father?
He steps into the light, and you're face to face with him. Except from where you can see, like, he's also dressed. He's also he was always one to wear the proper English suits. Very spiffy. Right around his collar line, you can see these spider-like veins of black underneath his skin. They're reaching up into his face from his scalp down to his eyes.
My father, I thought you were dead.
With a son like you, might as well be. Oops, did I say that out loud?
News of my
At this-
demise has been greatly exaggerated.
I just wanted to know what was going on. I got a data dump, and the information pointed me here.
Okay, hold on a second. I thought you were dead, and at this point, he's like,
No, but you will be soon,
Why?
boy.
Like, why?
and
I
he
didn't do
turns and
anything.
walks out of the light into the darkness.
Ooh.
First time, huh?
That's funny.
Perfect.
That is funny as fuck. Okay, so I want to stop it here. So, for Patch, Seraph, Id, Sage, and Morgan, I am the storyteller. Thank you so much for joining us. I had fun. I don't know about these guys. And we'll see you in the next adventure.
Father.